I'll never forget how heavy that special delivery letter felt in my hand, the faint smell of cheap, flowery perfume, Lisa Caldwell's signature scent sticking to the envelope, like a dark cloud inside, buried in a bunch of fancy legal words and whiny complaints was a demand for almost $500,000 my money. She said to fix her fancy house, which, yes, had been smashed to pieces by my beautiful 100-year-old oak tree. But here's the crazy part, that tree my pride and joy had been turned into. A dangerous bomb by none other than Lisa herself and her huge ego, and with the grace of a demolition machine, she'd hired two sketchy, unqualified guys to illegally chop it up, dooming it to fall down. The irony was so thick you could choke on it. She was trying to make me broke for the mess her own mean, illegal actions had caused, and Lisa Caldwell, with her teased, hair-sprayed red hair and blinding neon tracksuits, had no idea she'd picked a fight with the wrong man, a quiet, normal guy who just happened to have the kind of federal detective power that could make her regret every choice she'd ever made. She was about to find out, buckle up, because this story of suburban revenge, a power-crazy HOA dictator, and a patient man pushed too. Far is a wild ride. It all started quietly enough on Burwood Lane, our picture. Perfect neighborhood on paper, it was paradise. Neat lawns, matching homes, the kind of place you'd run to for peace and quiet. I'd picked it as my safe place, a hideaway. From a high-pressure job that needed long hours, tough focus, and total secrecy. But peace disappeared the day Lisa Caldwell grabbed control of the Homeowners Association in her 50s. She strutted around like a queen, her lips always puckered in judgment. Her hair a fiery, hairsprayed castle defying wind and logic, dressed in ugly lime green or hot pink shiny jogging suits, dripping with cheap silver chains. She treated her shining white vintage Mercedes convertible like a holy treasure polishing. It with a cloth while shooting mean looks at any kid with a juice box anywhere near her reign began with petty bullying trash cans out too long. Unapproved fence colors, blinds too off-white for her liking. It wore people down. But I kept my head. Lo, my work left no room for neighborhood drama. Then Lisa focused on my oak tree. It was amazing. A towering giant with roots deep in history. Probably a baby tree when this land was still fields. Its branches shaded my yard in summer-blazed gold, and red in fall, and housed birds and squirrels in a living example of strength. I loved it. Lisa, though, saw a target first. It was the leaves your trees. A problem, Mr. Grayson. She snapped one day, attacking me at my mailbox, her voice a scratchy. Mix of fake sweetness and steel, it's dropping leaves all over my driveway, a slip danger. I calmly said it was fall nature's way and offered to rake her drive. She huffed. Not happy next. It was the shade her special roses, she said, were dying in the shadow. Never mind, they sat on her house's north side, starved of sun anyway. Then came the roots, those roots, Mr. Grayson. She yelled at an HOA meeting where she bulldozed a community garden idea for fear of unwanted pests like butterflies. They're attacking my foundation. I feel the shaking. I explained oak roots spread wide, not deep, and rarely hurt solid homes like ours. To end the nonsense, I hired a certified tree expert, a steady guy named Elliot Shaw, who gave a detailed report. My tree was healthy, stable, no threat to anyone. I handed copies to Lisa and the HOA board thinking that'd settle it. I was dead wrong. Lisa didn't care about facts. This was about power. Her need to win her attacks got nastier. Mean notes in my mailbox, threats of HOA fines for silly things like my grass being a 1/4 inch too tall or my mulch brand not approved. I wrote down everything, her rants, my polite replies. Elliot's report, my job had taught me to build a rock-solid record, and a slow, icy anger simmered inside me. She was poking a sleeping giant one, trained to stay calm until it couldn't. I hoped she'd quit before she learned what I was capable of. The fight got worse. I kept up my reasonable responses. Resent Elliot's report, offered to have him explain it to her. She brushed it off, sneering by our fence, her Mercedes glinting behind her. That man's in your pocket. Mr. Grayson, a real expert, would see the danger. Danger lived only in her crazy mind. But Lisa wasn't one for patience or rules. My job often pulled me away. Secret missions, sometimes overseas, days or weeks of no contact. I just returned from a tough trip, a tense deal in a freezing European city, wanting a quiet weekend under my oak with a book and 2 rough men. Tough as sandpaper, sat in the truck. Dread hit me like a wave. I parked and walked over my stomach, dropping my oak. My guard had been attacked. Branches were chopped off, jagged cuts oozed sap. The top leaned lopsidedly toward Lisa's side, tilting the tree into a death spiral. Rage, cold and focused, surged through me, a skill I'd learned to control, not unleash my security cameras. A work habit caught it all. Lisa blazing in a neon yellow tracksuit, sneaking on my land, waving her arms, directing the thugs as chainsaws roared. No skill, no care, just destruction. I called Elliot. He came fast, his calm replaced by a tight jaw. "They've killed it, Mr. Grayson," he said grimly. "The balance is ruined, cuts inviting rot and bugs. It's unstable, a windstorm. And it's down the irony burned Lisa's fix for a fake threat had created a real one." I called my lawyer, Nathan Reed. A sharp, no-nonsense shark with a nose for greed. He looked at my evidence letters. Elliot's report, the damning video she's gift-wrapped. "This Grayson," he grinned. "Eyes glinting, trespass, property destruction, a danger she made. We've got her. We fired off a cease and desist, demanded payment for my tree valued high for its age and worth. Told the HOA with video and Elliot's new report." Lisa's reply through the HOA's scared treasurer was pure garbage. She denied ordering a hack job, claiming she'd only asked for a minor trimming of branches over her property line. A lie the video destroyed. Then she flipped it, saying if the tree was dangerous now. It was my fault for ignoring it. The HOA, a spineless crew in her pocket, backed her, ordering me to fix the danger or face penalties. Unbelievable. Weeks passed. My oak dying leaves. Yellowed bark, peeled it. Leaned sickly, I catalogued. It all photos, videos, notes, a fortress of proof. A big storm was coming, winds forecast to howl. I checked my insurance, prepared myself. Then, one wild rainy night, a crack like a gunshot split the air, followed by a gut-wrenching crunch I knew before. I looked, my murdered oak had fallen right onto Lisa Caldwell's perfect Mercedes, and her house chaos erupted. Sirens wailed, lights flashed. Lisa screeched like a crazy person. Her roof and master bedroom were crushed. The oak's trunk, a grim accuser. Across the wreckage, neighbors stared through the storm. Some hiding grins, Lisa in a flimsy silk robe wailed about her antiques, her near death ignoring her role in the trees. And I watched, wrote it down, waited a week later with debris cleared and a blue tarp flapping over Lisa's ruin. Her certified letter arrived $500. 000. Blaming me for carelessness, ignoring her crime, dripping with shameless lies, I faxed it to Nathan, $500,000. He thought in his leather-lined office. She's bold. On what planet does this work? I laid out my weapons photos of the healthy oak. Time-stamped video of Lisa's trespass, Elliot's report tying her cuts to the collapse, my ignored warnings. Nathan's grin turned predatory. "This isn't defense, Grayson, it's a counterattack she's done." I dug deeper. Quietly were her cheap tree butchers. Licensed, insured, public records said no. A cash-paid ghost crew, Lisa's finances. Nothing fishy yet, but I noted it. Our counter-lawsuit was a masterpiece. A surveyor mapped my property line. Proving trespass, a building engineer linked the fall to her. Cuts and wind, a weather expert backed it with storm data. Lisa, meanwhile, spun lies, crying to neighbors over coffee about her monster neighbor and cruel fate. Some bought it, shooting me mean looks, others burned by her. Before stayed quiet. Her nerve was infuriating, but a cold certainty grew. She'd misjudged her enemy. Court day arrived, tension crackling in the county courthouse. Lisa sat at the plaintiff's table, draped in black like a victim, her chunky emeralds and gold rings flashing as she dabbed dry eyes with a silk scarf. Her lawyer, Victor Clean, a chubby golf buddy, oozed false confidence, shuffling papers with pompous coughs. Nathan and I sat ready, his briefcase, a weapon of truth. Victor's opening painted Lisa as a saint, me a reckless villain with a rotting tree. Lisa testified, tears on cue, spinning a tale of terror, ruin, and my cruel neglect compelling. Unless you knew the facts, Nathan's cross-examination was surgical. "Mrs. Caldwell, you warned Mr. Grayson repeatedly, got in tree. Expert report to prove danger," she stumbled. "No, but it was obvious, too big, too leafy." Nathan slid in Elliot's report tree. "Healthy, stable, you got this right?" Her face hardened. "Your man's biased." Bought, then the bombshell. Nathan played the video. Lisa, in neon yellow bossing, the chainsaw crew on my land destroying my oak. The courtroom gasped. Lisa flushed, stammering. "Just minor trimming, legal over my line." Nathan pounced inside his property. Cutting main limbs, deny that she fell apart. Victor's objections flailing. Elliot testified, calm but firm. Those cuts killed the tree, made it a win target. Lisa doubled down, sobbing about lost heirlooms, her spotless HOA record. Nathan probed, "Your tree guy's name's licensed, paid." How she squirmed, "I don't. Recall cash, maybe." He slipped in complaints contractors cheated by Lisa for crappy HOA work, Victor yelled, but Judge Clara Holt allowed it. Eyeing Lisa's crumbling act, I caught Nathan's eye, nodded, "Your Honor," he said. "My client." Mr. Grayson offers context. To counter Mrs. Caldwell's attacks on his care and evidence, Judge Holt nodded. "I stood voice steady, Your Honor. Mrs. Caldwell calls me careless doubts. My proof: for 22 years, I've served the federal government. For the last 7, I've been assistant director of the counterintelligence division at the FBI. Silence hit like a thunderclap. Lisa's jaw dropped, her face white. Victor froze, half grabbed. Judge Holt's eyes widened. "Assistant Director, FBI," she echoed. "Yes, Your Honor, my work demands precision, evidence, truth skills. I brought to this as I do to national security. No threats. Just fact exposing the absurdity of Lisa cheating a man who unravels lies for a living." Judge Holt's ruling was swift, brutal. Lisa's lawsuit dismissed with prejudice. Our counter-lawsuit granted full value of my oak removal costs, trespass damages, legal fees, and punishment damages for her terrible, deceptive behavior, Mrs. Caldwell. Holt snapped, "Your lies border on fraud. I'm sending this to the DA for lying under oath review." Lisa gasped. Victor shrank. She was crushed, sold her wrecked home and Mercedes at a loss, quit the HOA in shame. Word of my role spread, whispers replacing. Glares, a sane HOA board took over, peace bloomed. I mourned my oak, planted a new red oak, sapling strength rising. Lisa, the HOA dictator, thought she'd crush me. She learned too late, some quiet neighbors sting back hard. What would you do with a bully like that? Drop your thoughts below.